Hey doing YouTube's Will Development. This is my 360th weekly update. This was a pretty decent week actually. This was a somewhat normal week for me this week. Got to train at the normal gym on Saturday and then training was normal throughout the week. So that's always a good thing when training's normal and goes in the right direction. I believe last week was when I did the training session over at the other gym on Friday. But Saturday I was back in. Actually did some yoke, worked up to like 525 I think, and didn't feel like I was going to die. And the particular yoke we have at our gym is very unstable and the bar is a little bit thinner. So it's actually really good to train on because whenever I transfer over to a Rogue or even a Titan one, I should say a more standardized yoke, it's always way more stable. And so I really like it that way, actually. So being able to do 525 on that tells me I could probably do, more on a better piece of equipment. That being said, I'm still going to try to go to at least like 550 tomorrow, and that'll be the last thing I can do till the actual comp. Did finally get word that we are in fact going ahead with doing 175, so I've been cutting just a little bit, just trying to lose like 4 normal pounds and then just water cut the rest of it, basically. 4 more pounds put me at like 179, 180, and then I can just water cut the other 4 pounds super easy, without losing much strength, where I'm at right now anyway. Everything's been going pretty okay. Deadlifts been going fine. Squats have actually been doing really well lately. Probably because I've been focused on them a little bit more. I'm tired of them being what they are, so I'm like, let me just actually focus on these a little bit. They're going to help everything. So overhead's actually doing really well. The programming is going well anyway, I should say. I'm hitting the numbers I'm supposed to be hitting at the times I'm supposed to be hitting them. Right now I'm focused mostly on doing a sort of strict / push press sort of thing, and then I'll work back into doing the jerk, and probably start working on learning how to do an Olympic style split jerk with the axle, as well as changing the technique on how I clean the axle and stuff like that. Overhead's always been a rough one for me, but it's like anything else that's coming up, and so is my deadlift. So those are the 2 big ones that I always really lose out on placing in strongman comps, is on my overhead. I zero most of the time, and then on my my deadlift too, especially. So I know it's one of those things that once I break that plateau of being stuck in the 200-ish area on overhead, it's just going to fly up. But I'm just taking my time, working my way to it, getting a really good base, getting it to the point where like any day of the week I can walk up and strict press like 170, you know what I mean? Or just my body weight, that'd be cool. My push press has gotten a lot more efficient too, so I'm pretty confident that everything will transfer better, and I'll get to where I want to go. It just takes time. So this was the last heavy week of training, if you want to call this week heavy. Tomorrow's really the last heavy day. And then next week it's just going to be a lot of high rep stuff, a lot more high rep stuff, and then I hate to use the word mobility work, but mobility work. I might touch an event a day, but just keep it super light. Something like stones, I'll just run stones with like a 160, something super light that I can do all day. And I may just load it up to a platform like 5-6 times and just do that for a few sets. Just making sure that I'm keeping that groove greased. And then the same thing with the yoke. I'll probably do like 80% or whatever of comp weights. That'll probably be around 400 something. And then that sled pull I'm still nervous about. We'll see what happens day of. The sled I'm using is, again, a very challenging piece of equipment. So we'll see how that actually goes day of. I have no idea how it's going to go. I'm hoping I just don't zero it, which I don't think I will. I think I'll be able to at least get it moving. So that'll be distance points at least. And then Dinny hold, I got 45 last week. I skipped it this Thursday. I'm going to do it tomorrow. And I'm going to shoot for at least a minute. So if I can get at least a minute in training, I'm confident in my ability that with a whole week off of everything, like not doing any kind of hook grip training on deadlifts or otherwise, it should prep me for a pretty good hold. I mean, I did 220 hand for a minute 25, before with just regular grip. So with hook grip, really it's just dealing with pain and being able to just keep my body upright as much as I can. Kind of just trying to like push the hips forward, lean back a little bit, just sort of stack everything in a way that's as comfortable as possible is the best way to put it for those kind of events. Those kind of events, for timed events, when you've just got to hold, it's one of those just find the most comfortable way you can do it and sit back and try to go somewhere else because you don't want to be where you're at. Yeah, so I'm excited for the comp next week. Debut of a new hat, so look forward to that. And it should probably be my last comp of the year. I might do Florida's, we'll see. I don't know yet. So yeah, that's this week of training. That's the general updates. I believe all the footage from Tampa Bay, or from Europa, has dropped. Both comp footage and the talking about it, so feel free to check those out. They're listed under competitions or contests. One of those tabs on my channel page. Or one of those lists, I don't know what you call it. Yeah, so that's it. Stick to the plan. Hope for the best. Eat your vitamins, say your prayers. Get good sleep. And if you don't, then what's your excuse?